Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. Be sure to check me out over on Rumble. There you'll find all of my stuff from YouTube, plus my political and social commentary and weekly current events, which YouTube frowns on. Links to my Rumble channel, as well as my other YouTube channels, and links to let you order my books are in the description of this video. If you enjoy my content, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. I welcome your comments, even if you disagree with me. Now, on with the video. Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing an advanced Dungeons & Dragons advice video on magic resistance. I was online the other day, and I read a post in an advanced Dungeons & Dragons group. It was something to the effect of how a 5e player didn't understand how first edition players could diss 5e because of all of the abilities player characters get. His reasoning was that first edition wizards could cast fireballs at 15th level that did 15d6 damage. He said those fireballs were overpowered, OP, and that his 5e wizards had no spell equivalent to that. My response was that A, bad guys have access to the exact same spells, including fireballs, and B, many monsters have magic resistance. This kid had no clue what magic resistance was. He thought it was advantage on saving throws or some such nonsense. I told him to look it up. For the benefit of my subscribers and other folks who are interested, here's how first edition magic resistance works. It's listed as a percentage, and if the monster or being rolls that percentage or lower, whatever magic spell was cast against them is ineffective. It's like a catch-all force field against magic. Such beings can avoid damage from fireballs and other magic spells in this manner. It is a very, very powerful defense. So wizards get powerful spells, but the monsters have powerful defenses. On page 6 of the Deities and Demigods, or Legends and Lore, if you have that, it's the same book, basically, different title. It details, on page 6, it details how the magic resistance system works. Essentially, the percentage, given on the monster or being description, most gods have magic resistance as well, is calculated, this percentage is calculated for an 11th level caster. If the caster attacking the being with a spell like Fireball, Lightning Bolt, Magic Missile, Cone of Cold, whatever, if it's higher than 11th level, if the guy casting the spell is higher than 11th level, then the magic resistance rating is decreased 5% per level. The caster is over 11th level. So a 12th level caster, you subtract 5%. A 13th level, you subtract 10%. 14th, you subtract 15. 15th, you subtract 20. 20th level, you subtract 45. You see what I'm saying? It's not a perfect defense. It's pretty damn good, but not perfect. Now, if the caster is lower than 11th level, the resistance percentage is increased 5% per level under 11th. So a 10th level caster, the magic resistance is upped by 5. A 9th level, it's up by 10. 8th level is up by 15. 7th level is up by 20. 3rd level is up by 40. You see what I'm saying? It's variable depending on who's casting spells against it. It's a force field that decreases in power the higher level the character is. A magic resistance rating of 90% means that a 12th level attacker using magic spells has an 85% chance of spell failure, while a 9th level caster has no chance to affect the being whatsoever. So, it's powerful, but it's not super powerful. Most gods, devils, demons, and many other powerful beings have this magic resistance ability, and so I don't know, affecting them with magic is a tricky proposition. I did a spell. Yeah. No, I did a video on Call Lightning as a druid. I don't remember what it was called, but if you'll read the spell Call Lightning, The lightning cast by the druid is not magical lightning. It is a normal lightning bolt that is directed by the druid. So he calls a lightning bolt down from the sky, but it's a normal lightning bolt. That's as per the spell. So that call lightning bypasses magic resistance. And there's other such loopholes like that. But the point being, this magic resistance is not all encompassing, but it is very, very powerful. You have to be, attacking somebody with magic resistance as a wizard is very, very tricky. That's why fighters are so important. As per the book, magic resistance can defeat most spells. I'm just saying. So yeah, I hope that makes everything a little more clear, and I hope people learn to appreciate first edition for all of its intricacies. I'm starting to like 5th edition because I'm playing with a group here in town, and they're good people, good dungeon masters. I'm starting to really enjoy 5th edition. The only problem that I have with it is it's hard to kill off your character in 5th edition. I mean, I suppose the dungeon master can, but with a variety of different characters, they have to make the bad guys a challenge for everybody without overpowering them. So if you make your character as survivable as possible, then it makes it hard for the dungeon master to kill it off without obliterating the rest of the group. Now, there's something else I want to bring up. I didn't do the research. I didn't put it in my research for the video, but I need to bring this up. Many people think that if you go to 5th edition from, like for example, I play primarily 1st edition. When I went into 5th edition, my characters, I make them as survivable as possible. There's a reason for that. Playing 1st edition, your character can die accidentally. Okay? So you try to give your character every advantage, and that's how you learn to play. It's ingrained in your system. Make your character survivable. Okay? Translate that to 5th edition, you're making a character that can survive just about anything because it's ingrained in your being to make your character as survivable as possible. It's hard to kill a 5th edition character. But coming from 1st edition going to 5th edition, it's even more so because in 1st edition you have to try to make your character as tough as possible, as survivable as possible. So when I went from 1st to 5th edition, I'm looking for every advantage to keep my character alive. Consequently, I tend to make my characters a little OP in 5th edition. And for Nico and Chris, I apologize for that. It's how I learned to play, and it's not a slight on 5th edition. It's a holdover from 1st edition, and for that I apologize. But I did a video on Dungeon Master etiquette. Go check that out. I talk about Nico and Chris in there. They're great dungeon masters. But yeah, if you get a chance, read up on magic resistance, and if you've never played 1st edition Dungeons and Dragons, give it a try. It'll rock your world because it's hard to survive in that game. You have to try to make your character survivable. So, your wizard, by the way, in 1st edition starts out with 1 to 4 hit points. That's it. 4 plus whatever your constitution is, and your maximum constitution adjustment is 2. So a 1st level wizard has a maximum of 6 hit points, and that's with a high constitution. So yeah, it makes it challenging, to say the least. At any rate, I hope this finds everybody well. You folks have a good one. God bless one and all. There is a house in New Orleans where the monsters all hang out. When the police detective, who happens to be a skinwalker squirrel, uncovers a plot by a paranormal perpetrator, he has to enlist the aid of his fellow housemates. If you enjoy a modern, quirky take on historical mythology, check out my new original novel, The House Off Farrago Road.